I have never done something like this for YouTube, so bear with me. But today, I am bringing you the 4 speed paints of the 4 My Little Pony G4 Princesses. And I just want to say that I loved G4. I am so upset about G5. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't the best. It could have been so much better. But anyways, we'll get more on that maybe in the future. Right now, I am working on the background for Luna. I kept her design pretty similar. Gave her a few tweaks and stuff. I did forget her wings for like a good part of this speed paint. It was I don't know how I managed to do that, but I managed to do that. So yeah, you won't see her wings for quite a while. I did give her braids. I don't know how good this looks. I don't know. I like it, but I mean, I'm also the one who worked on it, so I'm kind of inclined to like it. A little biased, but she is one of my favorites on how she turned out. She was also my first time really going in there, to be honest with you. I only recently started drawing ponies, so it's not the best. Definitely could be better. But like I said, I kept most of her colors the same. I kind of muted them a bit. Gave her a few differences. I thought about adding more blues into her design, but I ended up, like I said, keeping it pretty similar. There are subtle changes and more drastic changes that you'll see later, but yeah, for the most part, she's the same. Gave kind of all of them damn near the same pattern. Slight spoiler, I tried to make it a little bit different so that it wasn't so similar, but yeah, they all kind of have the same pattern. Also, I gave her yellow eyes because you will see later that I changed a lot about Celestia, so I gave Celestia also blue eyes, kind of, so I don't know how to explain it, but you know, like a callback to her sister. I don't know. I struggled with her hair a lot because I was I didn't really know what to do. I want to do something different but keep it kind of similar. I ended up completely doing something different though, from her original design. I really liked, honestly, the flowy hair that they had. I kind of wish Cadence and all that would have them, but you'll see what I do with that later. I gave her little moon pendants on her hair. I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. And we are about to get her wings because, like I said, I forgot about them for most of the speed paint. Silver castings on her hooves. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. But there are her wings. Well, kind of. I haven't finished them yet. But I was going to give her smaller wings, but I ended up just not doing that. The wings aren't perfect. I'm not very great at drawing the alicorn wings. I'm not really great at drawing wings in general, to be honest, but I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. And as you can see, I started to add yellow into her design. I don't fully know why, but it just looked right, so yeah. I added yellow on her tips and gave her some glitter. Yeah, and her design, look, I liked the original Celestia design. I loved it, in fact. She was my favorite growing up. But if you took away her cutie mark, you're not gonna know what she's the princess of. Like, even her name, because when I hear Celestia, my brain immediately goes to, like, galaxy themed, but obviously she's not galaxy themed. So I don't know, I thought that was strange. Now, she gave me a lot of trouble because I wanted to make her face the opposite way from her sister, but it was not working. And then I was like, well, I'll make her flying. Sorry, I'm so tired. Oh my goodness, it's rainy here and it's making me sleepy. But yeah, no, that didn't work. Went back to the original. Thought about giving her a different tail even, and I was like, no, none of this is working. We're starting over. I gave her a pretty fun and quirky pose, because I love her personality, right? I love the whole giddy and happy personality that she has that we don't see until later on in the seasons. And I feel like that's criminal. I love her personality. I wish we could have seen more of it. So, like I said, I gave her a pretty drastic design. I wanted her to match her whole sun thing. And so her color scheme is going to be, like, drastically different from the original. I did, like I said, give them all kind of the same blanket pattern. I think it's called the blanket or something like that. At least, like, the real horse pattern. I'm not so sure. Here, I thought about giving her oh my god, I gotta yawn again. Her white fur, and then for a while I was thinking blue, but I wasn't liking it. Yeah, I went with white at first, and I was like, I can't get behind this. I don't know why. I was, like, looking at it, and I was like, I don't like this. She still did not look sunny to me. I even gave her, like, little gold freckles, and I was like, no, we have to go big. So I went big. I gave her this orange color that at first I was like, god, this is gonna be so hard to, like, style, but I ended up really liking what I did. So I gave her golden hooves to kind of match her sister in a way. I don't know, I always like the idea of the not casting, but you can have, like, molds on the horseshoes. I thought that it would be really cool. I gave her the long flowy hair that she, of course, has. These yellow lines I'm still not so sure if I like, but I wanted to make her look like the sun. So I gave her blue eyes, like I said, to match Luna. I will say I don't like her eyes because I made them a little small compared to the others. The others had much more cartoony eyes. I feel like I went pretty realistic with her, which was kind of weird. So I might redo her eventually or draw her in a different way. But I really do like how her design turned out. I think it's really cute. Now, I will say, she does kind of look like a cow. I don't know, man. I was drawing her and I was feeling it, and then later on, after I'd already finished it, I was like, damn, she looks like a cow. But I added the glitters to her like I did her sister, so I think she turned out cute. Next up is Cadence, and oh my God, did I have the worst struggle with her. Like, I can't even begin to explain. That first picture that you saw before, like, the sketch, that was what she originally looked like, at least from what I came up with. And I hated it. Also, don't mind this pose. It looks so weird right now because the proportions are off. I promise it all comes together. But for Cadence, I loved her as a kid as well. I thought she was so cute. However, she was very frail compared to the other princesses, and that kind of threw me off a little. So I gave her fluff. I made her really fluffy because her kingdom was once nothing but snow. And so I was like, okay, I don't know, let's make her fluffy. I wanted to also kind of draw into the whole Princess Amore thing, her descendant. But I attempted to make her look like her, and that's what that first picture was like all her hair and all that. I did give her different colors, obviously, but yeah, no, it was not happening. So, oh god. I ended up giving her a much softer color palette compared to like her original design. I wanted her to have soft pastel colors to match her softer personality. I thought it turned out pretty good. To give up dark background at first so that I could see what I was doing because I couldn't see what I was doing before because everything was so bright and very pastel. But oh my god, she looks like those one lollipops that you can get that aren't like lollipops, they're kind of like a marshmallow kind of thing. I don't know, now I'm craving one of those. I don't even like marshmallows. Anyways. I really love how her design turned out. I thought the soft pastels were absolutely adorable. I also changed her cutie mark compared to like the other ones kept their cutie marks. And there's nothing against her cutie mark at all. But I wanted to give her a softer and cuter cutie mark that, I don't know, kind of reminds me, her whole design honestly kind of reminds me of like G3 or whatever. It reminds me of like the original My Little Pony. I don't know why. There might have been a pony with this color scheme. I don't really remember. I was very young. You know, I was born in 2005, so I don't remember much. But I do remember when My Little Pony came out, and oh my god, was obsessed with G4. I was always so upset because I never got to watch all of it because my mom was one of those moms who always had on like older stuff. So I was the kid who got you were raised with My Little Pony. I was raised with the Three Stooges. And America's Funniest Home Videos. Oh my god, one of my favorite things as a kid. I used to beg my mom to turn that on. But I kept her green eyes. I really loved her green eyes, and I thought they looked really cute with her design. I wanted to give her a much softer background. I didn't know what to do because she's not like a day, if that makes sense. She's not like a time of day, so it's a little harder to do a background for her, but I like it. I think everything's really bright and it does kind of make it a little hard to see everything, but all in all, I love it. And you'll notice that I put jewelry on her. They all get jewelry eventually. I will add that in the end. I forgot to get the correct video, but it's fine. It's fine. But I gave her heart chains. I thought they were cute. Not that some of the chain placement makes sense. Really doesn't. But it's okay. And then I was shading her. I have a pretty sloppy way of shading the ponies. I'm not gonna lie to you. For more like commission work, I do different shading. But now we have Twilight, and as as you can see, I had trouble with her too. So that original picture, just like with Cadence, completely different design. But I love her new design. So I gave her a stronger, more fuller filled build because I wanted her to match her brother a little. They look nothing alike, and I did not like it. So I gave her a fuller build. I thought it'd be pretty interesting. I also gave her glasses. I kept her kind of like shape of her mane. Obviously, I made it flowy like the others, and I made her positioned differently. I also, like I said, had already made a piece, so I kept the background for that piece for her, like this one, because I loved it and I worked really hard on it. And I was like, I'm not doing it again. So she was my last one. So now she has a bit of a different design. I mean, like a drastically different design. This is when, unfortunately, I started to really get out of my comfort zone and just went for it. And I love it. I love how she turned out. I'm so mad because I could have given them, like, cooler designs and I didn't. And I feel so bad about it. But I love how she turned out so much. Now, I will say her wings look really fucking weird. Oh my god. Like I said, she was my last one. I was so tired. Her hooves I also didn't really care for, but they end up blending in, like, eventually. I promise. Her hair I had so much fun with because, look, Twilight's original design is cute and all, but it's not Twilight. It doesn't remind me of Twilight. Also, look, I love that she becomes a princess and all. However, I don't think she should be the princess of friendship. I don't. I think she could have been like the princess of magic. I think that would have been more like her. She didn't even want friends. That's not even what her cutie mark is for either. With Luna and Cadence and Celestia, their cutie mark represents what they are a princess of, in a way. Hers is a magic star. You cannot tell me that she's supposed to be the princess of friendship. She should be the princess of magic. If you want a princess of friendship, that would be Pinkie Pie or something. But, you know, I am happy that she does eventually, you know, make her way and figure out who she is. It is really cute, though she still has her times. Which I really like. I do like her character, and her design was cute. I love the purples, but like I said, it wasn't reminding me of a Twilight Day. This doesn't even fully remind me of a Twilight Day. But I love her. I love it. Her outline, I am going to change the color of. I had it light at first because I was working with dark colors. So, yeah, I think she turned out so cute, and I love her glowing eyes. Yeah. Chains, I like to think that her and Cadence made little necklaces together. But yeah, I love how she turned out. I think she looks so cute. And we are nearing the end. So here's all of them with their jewelry and little things that I added. Celestia didn't get much, to be honest with you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this.